see or what I want to see.
What you do see.
What I do see 10 years out? Well, I think 10 years out, I mean, the stuff that I enjoy the most personally is the user experience and the displays and the input devices and all that. And so that stuff I think will get a lot better. So I think we're finally going to get really cool 3D and haptic stuff and all. And that stuff's really starting to move. And look at what Kinect is like when it comes out for Christmas.
This is Microsoft?
Yeah, that's the full body 3D camera that you're taking out of the car for Xbox.
Will we be using goggles on that?
No, that one's just regular screens, but just really screen vision. It's like a lot of the stuff's clicking together. So I think we'll have, in terms of the richness and the gadgetry, it's going to get really cool and fun. And I just adore that stuff. I love that stuff. And so it's finally getting together. But as far as like the mechanics of it, the economics, I think what's going to happen is every few years somebody will come up with a new niche, like the Google niche or the Facebook niche, and it tends to be winner take all, and we're going to be trapped in this weird system. See, like right now what it's like is it's like the discovery of the new world by the Europeans, where we're forming like these nations, the Facebook and the Google, and each one of them sort of turns into its own thing, and it's like I say, winner take all. What I really want is the world Ted Nelson had imagined in 1960, which was the first sort of proposal for the web. And what there should be is a single account that works everywhere. So you don't have to remember a zillion passwords and keep up a zillion credit card accounts. You should be able to buy and sell on it universally. And that should be like a government function. I know libertarians hate that, but government is a really good thing because it gives you currency and all this stuff. I mean, and that's what we should have online. We should have like a single thing so it's an even playing field. And people can make up 1,000 niches instead of having to rely on either the Steve Jobs channel, which is this control-free crazy thing, or the sort of Google way of doing things.
Do you have an iPhone?
I have an iPhone, but I'm not going to go for 4 until they fix that thing. But yeah. Actually, no. You know what? I'm going to get a Windows phone. Actually, I saw it. I think it's really cool.
They have such a thing?
Yeah, they so it's sort of like, yeah, I mean, wait long enough.
Did the kids with the incessant texting and people that are tweeting, do you find that bothersome or interesting, or what does that say?
You know, you can't judge that because it's different for the individual. You have to really know somebody before you can judge that. So I don't know. If somebody wants to sit there tweeting or blogging, I'm not going to judge it because I don't know.
I tell you, I worry. Someone I did a little book review on you, and somebody I thought quoted you that some statistic that the average college kid is 40% less empathetic. I don't know how you figure that out. Okay. So I'll have to go delete that comment.
Well, there are 60%.
The point is, though, what I believe is that what I'm worried about is that through all this electronic connection, I think that Facebook and everything, these kids that grew up with that, that is their connection, and it is not personal or emotional at all. And as an example, obviously always on, we're boring business-to-business media, but we have an online site which we, make social as much as we can and will become more so, but then we really believe in live events, because I think when you come to one of our events, you're meeting people that you would have never thought that you would meet, and then you have highly personalized relationships with them. And I get really worried because we lock our kids in a room, and then when they're out of their rooms, we're bodyguard them around to soccer and this and that, and they have no instruction.
We don't all lock our kids in their rooms.
I do, because I live in the Woodside and they go hang out at Bucks. But the point being is that, I think I'm worried because...
But we don't know what Facebook is yet. I mean, Facebook needs a business plan that actually gives it some kind of growth that can make an IPO that people are really going to invest in for real. And it just doesn't happen. So, like, either Facebook...
Do you know their numbers?
No, it's just private. I mean,
just guessing?
I have maybe slightly more access than some people, but not a lot. I mean, I think I'm
How about Twitter? What do you think?
Same story. I mean,
they know this as well.
They have, yeah.
They're kind of petering along.
Yeah. So there's nothing wrong with making your Craigslist. I mean, Craig Newmark could have tried to make a big Google thing, and he said, you know what? It's classified ads. Let's make a modest-sized thing. Take some investment. Make something reasonable. It's like I actually would like to see it be a bit of a bigger business than it is. I think that'd be something better for the world. But but anyway, the point is, there's nothing wrong with saying that an important niche doesn't happen to be a big business niche.
Right.
The thing about Craigslist is it does lubricate the economy as a whole, so I think it creates wealth and growth on the whole. I really
Like eBay.
eBay does that as well. eBay makes some more money from it, and I personally would have been happy to see Craig figure out a way to make some more money from it. But anyway, whatever. The thing is,
So
Twitter...
you don't mind capitalism?
No, are you kidding? No, in fact,
Yeah, oh, I forgot you work for Microsoft.
well, let's say we're hoping for more capitalism any minute. So, so look, the thing is, Twitter might end up with Craigslist as kind of a nice thing, like sort of a reliable little piece of the internet experience a lot of people rely on, but maybe it's not a good business, or maybe they'll discover their business time, you know. But with Facebook, I mean, when somebody doesn't have their business plan, you don't know what they are. And so Facebook might discover a way to make serious money that's also great for everybody, or they might come up with something that's just really icky or whatever, or they might not. You know, Facebook might end up as this sort of basket case at some point, because the investors might get sick of it, it might be hard to sustain. And like in 10 years, if they're still like crashing, what do you do? So what I prefer to see is something along the lines of eBay, where a company gets big, but it also creates commerce and wealth among the people who use it between each other. Zynga is really cool. I would like to see more Zynga-like things in the world, but I really want to see them. The thing that's cool about Zynga is it's not quite, how do I put this? It's not quite under the thumb of one of the bigger companies. We'll see if that lasts. It might not, of course, but I really like the idea of building companies that also create wealth between parties out there, so the whole tide rises. What tends to happen with the Google-style business plans, where everybody does stuff for free, it's so you can make advertising the only business plan in the world in the middle, is it tends to lower the tide for everybody, except for your little island that then shoots up to the sky. Except that it's not even happening for Facebook.
Should we do a test and see if anybody has any comments or questions that they want to make? You all haven't left the room yet.
There's somebody.
Anybody? Okay.
Oh, okay, we're doing it. Hey.
Turn on that microphone. Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Hey, Jeff. So what would you say in the next 3 to 5 years, the biggest innovations, in your opinion, you see the next wave is going to be breaking, like your ripple out there? So you have that view.
What do I see as the next big innovations?
Over the web, the internet.
Well, let's see. There are a few things. I'm a big fan of world transformation through telepresence services, and I think we can create a lot of improvement in life and improvement in wealth and improvement in carbon footprint through telepresence. And I think we're just starting to see something like Skype is sort of good enough for some stuff, but not really prime time. Like you can't really run it. Despite claims, here you all are. I might point out. And now they are running out the door. And there are people watching the internet too. So hello there, and there you are doing it too. But there's all these people in this room, a lot of you, and there's I don't think that's going away exactly, but I do think that we can change the balance because I mean I just drove here from Berkeley to give this talk. It's a lot of carbon, and I like being here. It's nice to visit Stanford, of course, but there's a question of like how often. Because I'm going to do it again tomorrow to go to site for Google, and like this, you know, like how many times can you spend an hour in a car? This is like a lot. So at some point we have to cut into that. We have to do something about that because this is dumb. So I'm really excited about it.
Do you see in the next 5 years a truly teleimmersive system being available way beyond the Halo, which you have to be so far back from?
Yeah. Oh, well, look. In the real, it's easier to predict 50 years than 5 years. Way easier.
I haven't got that kind of time, but I give you 5.
Because when you get in 5 years, there's all these weird contingencies that can come up about whether this particular kind of display gets cheap enough, and whether we run out of that element or not, and whether this type of company is well funded or not. All this stuff. It's like
Too many variables.
yeah. a jigsaw puzzle, you know, when all the pieces come together, there's some variation in the years. But yeah, I think
I definitely see business and professional travel going down, because then you're, you know, I mean, anybody that travels a lot in business does not like to travel.
it's so
You
sad.
miss your family, so I know a lot of this, you know, video stuff.
Absolutely.
Do you have a comment? Or?
Yeah, I just had a question. One, Jaron, if you had the internet as you would like to see it in 10 or 20 years, what do you kind of see could be maybe a better path than the one that we're on right now?
Well, I'd like to see a path where anybody can put up anything on the internet that people like, whether it's a tweet or video or something, could charge for it if they wanted. And I want to see a world where when people pay for it, it's not because some police force is going to knock on their door. It's not because of some DRM thing. There might be a little bit of DRM, there might be some police, but they're only little ornaments on the side. The basic reason to do it is a social contract where everybody feels that it's to their benefit to buy into it. That's the only way to
There was a social contract with the commercialization of the internet, because it was a private network that guys like you were on, but the rest of the world wasn't. And then when Jerry Yang and Andreessen went out to commercialize it, there was this kind of Austrian bargain, like, we're going to commercialize it, but we'll make it all free for everybody, right? So we created the culture of free.
Well, the culture of free came out of, I mean, it came out of very unpleasant beginnings that people forget. I mean, I remember in a room not far from here, there's some auditorium where Ted Nelson was speaking about his idea, which was not free, but still, see, real free. See, what is freedom? Freedom is not anarchy. Anarchy means that you have to cower and worry and the rules of danger. Freedom means that there's some basic wiggle rooms that you can create your life. And you can walk out the door without worrying that somebody's going to occupy your house while you're gone, so you can build a business. Freedom, you have to have some consistency in place to have real freedom. You need to know that if you get $1, it'll still be $1, and the currency isn't going to be changed up from under you. You need to have some things that kind of stay put. The way I like to think about it is you need to have layers of things that are fixed in order for change to happen in some way that you can take advantage of.